Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So as you can see, this is my garlic bed, and it's looking like it's quite ready now. So I'm going to start harvesting my garlic this year. Well, now for this year. And I'm going to show you a couple of things about the garlic before I pull them up. So as you can see it here, this is what they call a garlic scape. Now if you just snip that off, you can fry that in butter and it'll just taste like a garlicky asparagus. So they're really nice to have. All you do is you can just snap that off and there you've got a garlic scape. If you left that to mature, then that would turn into the seed head. That would turn into a nice flower, and that's where you'd get the seed head. But that would take energy away from the bulb. So what I'll do is I'll harvest some garlic scapes and I'll show you how I saute them and have them later. But let me tell you a little bit about this garlic. We planted this garlic in October. So at the middle of October. So we planted this garlic in October, and we've had a really funny year this year. Because of the weather in February, where it was really warm, we had something like 20 degrees towards the end of February. March was really warm, and then it went really cold again. So it's tricked the garlic quite a bit, and a lot of the alliums seem to have suffered. So I want to show you something that's a little bit what a normal garlic should look like, and the difference between a normal garlic and what's happened this year. So there's a normal garlic. Yeah, you can help in a second. Just hang back. So there's a normal garlic. These are both the normal garlics. That's fine, right?
Are the white one normal?
Yeah, the white ones are normal as well. That one's a little bit deformed, but that's fine, perfectly fine, not a problem. This is the weird thing that's happened this year. Because of that,
What?
because of that warmth that we had towards the start of the year, so the garlics have actually split, and each individual clove has started to sprout. And as you can see, it's providing the perfect habitat for insects. The garlic itself is going to be fine, but the problem with that is it's not going to store as well, because normally the way we save our garlic and we store our garlic over the winter is, over the course of the season, is we'll plat them, and we'll make plats out of them, and we'll store those. So what we'll do with these is I think with these we'll peel them and freeze these, and we'll plat these ones. The ones that are good and the outside skin's intact, we'll plat those. But the ones that are not very good and have sprouted, each individual clove has sprouted, we'll plat those. We'll freeze those, and that's the way we'll do it. Now, when you harvest garlic, they're not like onions. So garlic is not like onions. They're not like onions because with onions, if they all fell over like this, what you'd do is you'd just pull the onion and you'd leave them on the ground and let them dry here and in place. But with garlic, what you should do is you should get them out of the sunlight as soon as possible. A couple of brown leaves on garlic is fine, but you don't want them all to turn brown, because the more they turn brown, as you can see, this wrapper, the paper thin wrapper that's going to form on the outside, you'll lose that. So you want less and less. You don't want as with an onion, it's fine. The more leaves that turn brown, the more protection you've got. But with a garlic, the more leaves that turn brown, the less protection you've actually got, because you'll very quickly end up at the clove. So what we'll do is we'll harvest all our garlic and then today, and we'll sort out which ones we're going to plat and which ones we're going to freeze up by the house. So let's pull these up right now. So they're quite nice. when you pull garlic up, you should pull them up. You should dig them up, really. You shouldn't just yank them up by the stalk, because what you'll do if you yank them up by the stalk, you'll end up damaging the stalk, and that will mean that they don't store as well. These are fine, really nice garlics. These, I'm quite happy with these. We've had a few issues over the last few years with garlic. The issues that we've had last year, we suffered really bad from garlic rust, and I'll show you, we're starting to get a little bit of garlic rust here now, and that's what garlic rust looks like. So it's a perfect time that we're pulling this garlic. We're pulling it in a good time that's going to give us this whole bed to work with for the rest of the season. What I'll do with this bed is once I've pulled all this garlic, I'll mulch it, and we'll probably use this for squash or something, but we'll decide that tomorrow. But I'll show you this garlic rust. So this is garlic rust. It affects all kinds of alliums. Now with this kind of there's a fungal infection, and it'll very easily spread to onions, leeks, other alliums that you've got in your garden. So what you've got to be careful with this is, as soon as you pull this up, as soon as you discover this, get rid of the infected leaves straight away. You burn them. You don't compost them. You burn them. It's very much like your treatment of garlic rust is the very same as potato blight. You treat it in very much the same way. So you burn it, get it off your property. In that sort of form, you won't compost it, because you don't want it ending up in your soil and contaminating it for next year, because it will very easily spread to other things like onions and leeks and things like that, like I mentioned. So I'll carry on pulling all this up, and we'll see how much garlic we can harvest this year. The way we're going to store these is we're going to just plait them, and the way that I'm going to plait them is I'm going to take 4 cloves in my hand, and just like you do hair, you can start off with them all in a bunch. Over, and under, yeah. So just keep going around like that, and then as you get past a little bit, you add another one in. Over, over, bring in another one, just keep bringing more and more in. Okay, go in the other pile. That one's okay. So we're just making sure that we're not pulling out, that we're separating the ones that have started to split and sprout. See, that's not a bad little plat. See, and the key is when you get these garlic, always hang them bulb at the top rather than hanging them this way, because what happens is as the garlic's drying, as the garlic's curing, the juice will flow into the bulb if you hang it this way. If you hang it this way, the juice and the liquid that's in the plant will flow into the stem. So this garlic that we're harvesting now is probably going to last us for the best part of the year. I think we're just about finishing off last year's garlic that we harvested. So we're just about finishing that off in the house, and we're going to start. We've been using the garlic from our garden for the last couple of days. We'll carry on doing this now up until next year. It stores brilliantly in like this. If you just hang it up like this in a cool, dark place, it'll be fine for the rest of the year. It'll just hang like this, and it'll be perfectly fine. And the ones that I showed you that were splitting, those ones, we'll just clean them out, peel them and freeze them, and I'll carry on planting these, and I'll give you some aftershots of the whole harvest once we've done it. It's really starting to rain, so we're not going to harvest any more today. But what we'll do is, once we've finished harvesting all the garlic, we'll give you some aftershots of the whole harvest and show you what that looks like. So I'll leave it there for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.